The need for child protection in UPDF began long time ago when we engaged with the Lord's Resistance Army. And they used to abduct children, they used to use children into the ranks of the rebel outfit. They used to use children for various activities that were unfriendly to children. With support from Save the Children, a group of consultants were put in place under the direction of Major Musibi Patrick, retired from KDF, with the mandate to start formulating some kind of semblance of a training curriculum which can be used to train soldiers. The Uganda People's Defense Forces was chosen as the first military in East African standby force to validate the training curriculum. And so we organized the TOT. We had the TOT in Jinja, comprising of child protection activists within the military to be brought on board. Then when we piloted that one, again, we had another TOT of instructors from all the military training institutions within UPDF, whereby we rolled out the curriculum and we left it to the instructors to pick out what can be cut in their syllabus.
When we prepare troops to deploy in missions, whether for African Union or for United Nations, we deploy under the mandate. Most of these mandates entail civilian protection. This training on child protection before deploying troops is very relevant because once they get the skills on how to handle these special categories of children, then you know you have a better product when they deploy on how to handle issues that concern these children in conflict areas.
Currently, UPDF is already having a more systematic way of delivering the training. We have trainers of trainers across all their training wings. We also have a very elaborate pre-deployment training on child protection. And over a period of time, we've seen them deploying about over 9,000 soldiers who've been trained on child protection, who've gone on mission. We've also have undertaken a debrief with the same soldiers who've gone in mission and coming back, and also giving their feedback in terms of pre-training, in mission work, and coming back and debriefing to see how we keep improving on the program, and also the lessons learned and how this kind of training supported their stream of work.
We had to understand what conflict is. We had to understand what childhood is and the childhood development. We're also taken through the rights of a child. We also schooled about the legal frameworks from which all actions spring. We also taught about monitoring and reporting. We also taken through how to coordinate with different stakeholders in the event that you are in the operation. Okay. Then we were taken through a code of conduct where we were taught about sexual exploitation and harassment.
We learn things like, one, the culture. We must adhere to the culture of the Somali people. I'll give an example of the dress code. All our female combatants are advised to dress in an Islamic way, to cover their hair. Simply we do that not to offend the Somali community. Then we have to learn about the Geneva Convention, about the rules of engagement, what are expectations, when can you engage the enemy, and what dialogue do you take. So all the soldiers are informed in that line, and we go when we're prepared, we know what to do.
The main gender issues that I've come across in the mission area as a gender officer, they cut across. Disaggregated data, which was not very good, you'd find when the lists are made, you'd not know these are the number of girl children or these are the numbers of the boy children who have been maybe affected or who have been displaced.
The way we address some of those issues to do with child labor and some cases of sex exploitation is that we undertook an induction course at the beginning of our mission, in which they gave us awareness on how to channel some of the issues to the right agencies, funds, or programs.
You find that children, like girls, are being also indoctrinated to wear suicide bombs, to come to your base and behave like they are helpless. And then at the stage when you want to intervene at times, it's difficult because you're already scared. You think this child has a bomb.
We have had allegations of child rights abuses, and in investigations, our boards of inquiries have successfully investigated and executed well over 12 cases. This is unprecedented because of the situation on the ground, but to us, we see it as an improvement in terms of delivery and observance of the rights of children and civilians in general.
In such a mission, you can't work without civilian. And as you work with the civilian, you must be able, if not all, to provide for some of the needs. Those who came seeking for medical treatment, OPD were conducted, where free medical services were given to those children to address some of the common diseases like respiratory tract infections, eye infections, ear infections, diarrhea, malnutrition. So some of the drugs were given. But also, our medical staffs went ahead to educate the mothers on the sanitation, how they should handle the sanitation. The mothers also were advised to consistently do breastfeeding that would help to boost the immunity of their children, and then also to take care of their cleanness or their smartness.
We have built capacity. I want to give kudos to Save the Children because they have consistently and persistently facilitated the processes of child protection training. We have assimilated the child protection curriculum into our syllabuses. A directive has now been given for every training institution to have a child protection curriculum in its syllabus.